Damn, Rainey.
I don't pop out a whole lot in my city, but if I'm outside, I'ma be with the villains. Could've made millions and bet on the difference. I swear you would think that boy Rainey a cynic. Never know who's a fed out in public. If I see a camera, I'm pulling my punches. Y'all too comfortable bluffing and puffing.
Hey, yo, you are now tuned into the Hip Hop Advocate Show. It's your boy De La Music.
And the rock.
Yo, check it out, man. This is the award-winning hip hop show.
Word. Newly titled.
We gotta show off the piece of jewelry we got, man.
Yeah.
We just got it fresh off the mail.
They put it behind the curtain.
Damn it.
In front of the curtain, right?
You know who else got one of these?
Who's that?
Our boy right next to us, man.
Oh, man.
Our next special guest. Yo, introducing Rainey. Rainey, what up, brother?
Yo, what's good, guys? It's a pleasure to be here, man. Thank you guys so much. I almost said it's a pleasure to have you because I'm used to I'm used to running the fucking show and shit, but it's a pleasure to be here, man. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate y'all. And shout out to y'all, bro. Shout out to y'all for winning this fucking award, man. It was a pleasure to meet y'all, man.
That shit shiny.
It's definitely, it shows the hard work. You know, we've been doing this for 4 years, so we actually just made 4 years a couple days ago. So, you know, this goes to show, you know, it's not overnight, and we're still far from where we're trying to get to, you know?
Yeah, but it's like divine timing in that way, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like you get your flowers right around when it starts feeling like, yo, we've really been doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really cool. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, no, it's always good, man, to have that, you know?
And
have that backup.
And you know that it seems like everybody nowadays starts a podcast, but not a lot of people can continue it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you need to always have fresh ideas. You need to be creative always, and the editing is a pain in the ass. And you know, sometimes, you know, our man Reels, he's the one that holds it down over here, Heart of Queen. Shout out to Reels. You know, we had another room and we had a situation where, you know, we had leaking. Like we had guests over and it was just dripping. It was dripping right on my Timberland. You know? And you know how the Timbs change color?
Yeah. Wait, so it started changing in the shape of the drop?
Yeah, it started getting crazy.
I'm dead.
You see the drop coming down like slow. If you slowed the camera down, you would have seen it coming down.
So I say that just to say, you know, situations arise and you got to roll with the punches and you got to make the best of it. And, man, so you brought up your show, the podcast, man. Let's start with that. How you got into that? By the way, that shit is fire, man.
Thank you so much.
I checked out a few episodes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So with Victory Light, you mean, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So with Victory Light, Mero's really the mastermind behind all that shit. Like Mero and Victor, you know what I mean? Like they put together this. Mero's like Nick Fury. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he was like I'm assembling a team.
He scouts the talent. He's a
You know
talent scout.
Yeah. And he was like, yo, like, would you be down to
To bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could become something more. See if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could.
Would you be down to, like, I was working this fucking awful contract at a very big company. And it was miserable because it seemed like a handful of us were the only ones that gave a fuck about our work. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like everybody else was just there to like kind of make a quick buck and get over on the network. And that wasn't my energy. Like that's not why I was there. So I just felt fucking miserable wasting my time showing up to this place, getting them these numbers and nobody giving a shit. So then Mero swoops in and is like, hey, what are you like? What you on right now? Like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, shit, I'm at this contract, but that shit is up soon. And he was like, all right, bet. Because right around then, I'm doing this podcast thing, and I got another homie of mine, Lizbel. She's mad fucking funny. Her and her brother are funny as fuck. And I think the two of y'all would be fantastic on a podcast together. Like, what do you say? And I was like, fuck it, bro. Like, yeah, like put me in, coach. I'm with it. And then me and Liz met the first day of shooting. So the first episode of Victory Light, that's me and Lizbel meeting for the first time.
Oh, so he put y'all together. I thought
Yeah.
when you were saying the story, I thought it was the other way around.
No.
Yeah,
Mero found both of us and was like, yo, I think this would work. We get, you know what I'm saying? We get Hassan for sound, you know what I mean? Min in the cut. And then later on, we got Arturo for the video. So, like, everything, like, it was just such a breath of fresh air from what I was doing before because I actually enjoy showing up to work and I enjoy working with these people. So, like, it's a blessing, definitely, how all that shit came together.
I mean, this is just pure laughs the whole time, man. You guys are, I mean, we have that same energy here, but you guys is just, yo, Mero and this guy just laughing the whole time, cracking jokes.
Yeah, man.
You know what I love the most? The voice impersonations.
Oh, the voices, you like that?
Yo, you did a Hank Hill one? That should have me fucking rolling, bro.
I love King of the Hill, bro. There's so many quotables, like the fucking, I love Bobby. He's my favorite. Like, he'd be like, Dad, can I have a gun rack on my bike? And then Hank will be like, son, do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for you to ask me that?
King of the Hill, man. You brought me back.
Yeah, man.
I used to cash out after The Simpsons.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Cause we didn't have cable. We didn't have fucking Cartoon Network, none of that shit. So I'm like, oh, this shit is Aquí están los muñequitos, Fox 5. But it always bugged me out because as a kid, I'm like, why that shit come on so late?
Yep.
And then it didn't click for me till later that like there's such thing as adult animation.
It's meant for
adults. Yeah.
It's really meant for kids.
Yeah, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, and like it's funny because I didn't know who Mike Judge was at the time, and he was the creator of King of the Hill and shit. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, yo, like as a kid, I didn't appreciate it as much, but it was just like the only animated thing on TV, so I would watch it anyway. But I'm watching this show, and I'm like, who would make this? Like, who is this for? And then I got older, and I was like, oh, it's for me.
It's meant for adults, not for you, not for your 10-year-old self.
Not for my 10-year-old self. Yeah, it's for me now.
Yo, I can't front. The sister has some big old titties, man.
What? Who? Oh, King of the Hill?
Yeah, King of the Hill, man. King of the Hill. I remember that. I'm like, whoa.
Luann was her name, I think. Oh my God. I don't remember too many details like that, but yeah, I love that fucking show.
Nah, it's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's ill. That's ill. The whole, camaraderie you guys have. But you guys are able to come together, form something. It clicked, right? It clicked from the start.
No.
Which is always that's when you know it works.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's gonna work when it's from the get.
Yeah.
Like, it's not forced. It's not put pieced together like. It is pieced together, but it just the camaraderie is just there.
It's organic.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. It's organic because like Mero is from that. Like Mero is from media. He been in that's his whole shit. Like he been in media his whole career, so he understands how to.
He comes from that world, like the
original podcast on SoundCloud and all that
exactly.
shit. Yeah. He comes from all of that, and so he knows how to. Him and Vic know how to put together a media product that will be impactful. The problem with a lot of people trying to do this shit is that they don't. So to your point earlier, when you were like, a lot of people start a podcast, but they don't continue a podcast. And I think it's because the majority of those people start a podcast because that's the hot shit to do right now.
But no clue of all the
but not because they have anything to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's that. I think that lends itself to what you were saying before. Like,
and we learned that real quick too, because when we started, you remember, the first few episodes it was just us. We have another co-host. His name is John Figs. Shout out to John Figs.
Word up.
And it was just us because we all did music together. We all grew up together. We known each other for like 20 years plus. So we do have a lot to talk about with each other, but the viewers, to make it entertaining, you still need that little extra oomph.
Yep.
And then we learned quickly that, we need guests. Because we're running out of shit to say.
Niggas don't know. Like, they don't give a shit
They don't give a
about
fuck
us.
about
They
us.
don't give a shit about our opinion. Like, it's better we bring in people, to argue with or, give their point of view. Like,
For
you're
sure.
going to get tired of hearing our shit.
Yeah, no, it's funny. A lot of people, they start off, like we thought, or at least I did, when Victory Life started, I was like, yo, so like, what's the guest situation looking like? And Mero was like, oh, like, don't worry about all that right now. Like, we'll come to that. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Roy Wood Jr., Amber Rose, we got Sam J. But those are like we only really got like a handful of guests, and I thought we would need guests a lot more, but just the shit that we was making like off rip was so much fucking fun that like we didn't need guests like most of the time.
Yeah.
Just because like the shit. Like the stuff you hear is the stuff you hear. Like that's the final product. Like that's after Hassan has been fucking with it for 24 hours.
Yeah.
The shit that stays on the cutting room floor is is like, I'm telling you, bro, that shit is being in that environment, shooting that show, being on that show is like legit like such a fucking blessing, and I'm so proud of like the product that we fucking made.
So what would you, so just so the audience knows so they could check it out, like what would you base like the subject matter, what do you guys really like base it around the show itself?
Victory Light at its core is a comedy podcast, which is
That's what you won the award for, comedy.
We won 2. We
fire.
got we got bronze in comedy, and then we got listener's choice in comedy. So it was the 2 of those, and honestly, yeah, like that's the product at its
funny
core.
Shit. Just
like fun, like we try to spin it in a funny way when it calls for it. There, we have our one-off serious moments every now and then, but every podcast needs that. It can't be all goofball shit all the time, But yeah, so it's comedy at its core, but then like, oh, what funny shit happened in politics today? What funny shit happened in music today? What funny shit happened in video games today, or anime, or whatever?
The current events
Type
situation.
shit. Yeah.
just run with it from there.
Yeah, man.
And all you guys are like these real creative individuals where like I recently saw that you're doing some stand-up.
Oh, yeah. I tried, yeah.
Dabbling in that.
Yeah.
You tried to give it a shot.
So I've done it twice ever. The first time I fucking killed. I smoked it because it was at an open mic in the Bronx. So I'm like, okay, let me play up the Bronx shit, right? Like that's where I'm from. So let me play that up. Let me play to where I'm at. The second one I did was in Jersey, and them motherfuckers don't have a humorous bone, and it's listen, it's all love to Jersey, you know what I'm saying? But where I was at that night, I don't know, I froze. But I think what it was is at the open mic, I was one of like 3 comics, and at the place in Jersey, it was like a whole ass comedy event. The motherfuckers put me last, bro. So I'm watching everybody smoke it. I'm watching everybody kill shit, bro. Then I get up there and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? Like I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm rehearsing everything. I get up there, me convierto una maldita yuca, bro. Like I'm just like this, bro. And she's like, okay, you're done. Okay, come on.
How long did you have planned? Like how long did you set? Like, are you just freestyling?
Like 5 minutes. Yeah. 5 minutes. But 5 minutes of stand-up is an eternity in hell.
I feel like an hour.
Yeah, bro, it's fucking crazy because it's not like rapping. Like when I'm rapping, when I'm on stage, there's at least a beat. I got my sound guy, you know what I'm saying? But stand up, it's dead silent. You're just talking to people. Like that's the shit. Like
that's what makes it hard.
Yeah,
that's what makes it hard. That trying to get that reaction.
Yeah, so I got 1 and 1. I got one time that I nailed it, another time that I bombed. I am afraid to do it a third time because I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it,
man. No,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta fail to succeed.
Yeah, we'll be there next time.
Oh shit. Yeah, man.
But what I was going with that is you getting into that. Lizbeth also
Lizbel.
Lizbel. She does books. My girl put me onto her.
Oh yeah.
My girl bought her book.
Yeah, phenomenal writer. She's incredible. Like the shit she come up with, like in her notes app, sitting on the couch waiting for us to shoot is ridiculous. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like Dominican Charles Dickens and shit, bro.
Instant.
It's fucking good. Yeah, she's a fucking genius. I love her,
man. And then we all know Mero and his background.
Yeah.
So both of you, all 3 of y'all together is just like the trifecta we all needed, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I really, it's dope to be a part of it. It's like, I appreciate Mero so much. I appreciate Liz so much. Like the shit just works. We don't gotta pretend to like each other. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like coworkers, like sometimes you got that coworker you don't really fuck with, but then they put you with them in the fucking warehouse or something. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, yo, y'all don't really vibe or whatever, but y'all got a job to do. That's like that's most relationships in media. You know what I mean? It's 2 people or 3, however many, just in a room doing a thing because they have to make that work. But we don't
forced.
Yeah, but we don't have that problem. Like
Yeah,
genuinely.
That's a whack way to go to work.
Yeah, man. I was telling them when we were shooting like one of the last few episodes, I was saying like, yo, like you guys, I think we don't argue enough. And they were like, yeah, maybe we got to find some stuff to disagree on. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So like with me, like this might be a controversial take among Dominicans. I don't really fuck with mondongo. A mí no me gusta tripa, none of that shit. I hate that shit, bro. I can't do it.
I love all that. I love all them exotics.
You see what I'm saying?
All them exotics.
Dame la agüita. I'll dip uno totone in the little agüita con un limón. But the tripa and shit, de que, nope, not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
And then Mero was like, yeah, I don't really fuck with mondongo either. And then Lizbel was like, yeah, me neither. I was like, damn it. We agree on everything. Fuck.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fucking 80 episodes you guys got, right?
Yeah.
And you just ended the first season.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yo, it's fucking amazing. But I think it's time to get to the meat and potatoes of why we're here.
Okay.
And that's the music, god damn it.
Yeah.
Very talented artist.
Thank you, man.
My man Arub, he's been studying all of your stuff. But let's get into that. How you got into the music? What happened?
So music has been a heavily influencing me my entire life. Like legit my entire life. Like as long as I can remember. Because I grew up on 1153 Grand Concourse. So in the Bronx, that's like one of those big, one of those like pre-war buildings with the courtyard with the two sides. You know what I'm talking about? So on the ground floor, when I was a kid, it was a deli, but before that, it was like a music shop. Like the 90s music shops where they had like the glass display with the cassettes along the wall. Right. Then they had the CDs over here. Then they had all like the hardware, like the Walkmans and shit, like on one side.
In the building?
Yeah.
In the courtyard of the building?
No. Like so imagine like this door to the booth. Like how like buildings will have like bodegas out front. Yeah. So like,
all right, on the side of the
right. You see what I'm saying? Like the corner. Yeah, but before it was a deli, it was a record
I'm thinking
store.
like when you walk in the courtyard.
Imagine
you got a record store there.
Like a speakeasy.
Somebody's apartment is a record store.
Yo, that would be fire though. Like getting records from fucking Tito and 1B and shit. You know what I mean? But
I'll trade ya.
Yeah. Oh yeah, papi, you got that new Ghetto Boys, papi. Yeah. So I would be in there as a kid, like every day, because my mom and the guy that ran the store were friends. So like she would go in there, talk to him, hang out. This is before. All our younger viewers, this is before smartphones and TikTok, all right? You had to go outside and talk to people. Foreign concept is crazy. But she would talk to him, and I would just be there browsing. And, like, I didn't know what anything sounded like yet because it was fucking 1999, right? So, and I'm, like, fucking 5 years old or 4 years old. So I'm just looking. And I'm like, yo, whatever looks the coolest, that's what I'll get. So, like, I would get tapes, actually. Like, I was getting tapes first. And I had this little stereo that I inherited from my grandfather because he had bought a new one. So he gave that one to my mom and she gave it to me. Mm-hmm. So I would just always get a new tape. And I lived right upstairs. So I didn't really have to buy them because I could just bring them back. Like I could just give them back to him.
You're like, let me check it out. Let me make sure it works.
Yeah. You know what
I'll bring it back.
Oh, yeah. Dámelo fiado, que yo te lo olvídate de eso. I'll bring it back. Yeah, let me borrow it.
Fucking tape get caught up.
Yeah.
Put your finger, a pencil. You got to put a pencil.
You got to put.
Yeah.
Yo, I remember putting the eraser part in there and then going like this, like a fucking screwdriver. So I mean, I say all that to say like music's been a part of my life since I was like fucking 6 years old, bro. Like, and I listen to everything, like everything from early, everything, because I would go by the cover. Because like there was no like Spotify or nothing, you know what I'm saying?
There was no pre-listen.
Yeah, there was. You know the kiosks where they got the headphones and you put them on.
Yeah, like
none of that.
Guitar Center would have.
Yeah.
All them RIP to all the fucking music stores.
Yo, RIP to FYE on Pelham, yo. FYE on Pelham held me down for so long, and shout out to that place. It was incredible. I miss it. But yeah, I think two of my first tapes were. Raekwon's Cuban Links, Only Built for Cuban Links. And then and I was like 6 years old. And but my mom had no idea. She was just like, okay, this looks cool, whatever. And I'm listening to fucking Incarcerated Scarfaces at 6 years old.
Be inspired.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in front of my little stereo, like, you know what I mean? Guess who's the like? And there's some bars on there that aged poorly. Like, guess who's the Black Trump? I'm like, oh no, we don't want that. We don't want Raekwon, please, bro. But yeah, so I got that.
You was listening to Raekwon while we was listening to Sesame Street. God damn it!
You know what I'm saying? Like that, because that's what it
Fucking Cookie
was.
Monster.
Yeah, bro, because that's what
No,
it
but
was.
at that age, back in the day, like we were listening to like even like movies. Like I was watching Chucky, Child's Play when I was, when it came out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm born '85. This shit came out '89, '90. My
Yeah.
mom took me to the movie theater to watch this shit.
Yeah.
I remember going to the movie theater to go watch Chucky.
Didn't
Child's
sleep
Play
for a week.
At 5 years old.
Yeah, because you see it, because it's, oh yeah, que Dios no lo cuide, our parents and stuff. They just see a muñequito and they go, oh, that must be a kid's movie.
They had no clue. They had
No clue what the fuck.
Especially as immigrants, not understanding the language and the
Yep, they
culture.
get, mira, ven, vámonos a ver el Chucky. Vámonos a ver Chucky. They have no idea. They rushing out the theater. Let's go. Fuck. But yeah, music's been a part of my life forever, man. Like forever.
So when was the first time that you actually sat down to write some rhymes?
Probably around like in middle school. In middle school, there was like a poetry slam program.
And why? That's
Oh
a
yeah, I
follow-up
got you.
question.
In middle school, there was like a poetry slam program, and I went through like the average like bullying thing or whatever. Like, I say this shit in my music all the time. Like, I am not a tough guy. You can test me if you want to. We gonna see how that end up for you, but I don't.
Might get stabbed.
Yeah, but I don't walk around on no. You know what I mean? I don't walk around with that energy on no tough shit. Like, it's just. Because growing up I was bullied and shit and all that, so like I went through, and I was like, I was on that emo goth, you know what I'm saying? Like I was on that shit from young. So motherfuckers pick on you when you don't wear the Jordans and the North Face and the fucking and the Timbs and shit.
You didn't follow everything else that was going on in your environment. Like
yeah. So in middle school, I had a lot of pent up aggression and shit. And they put me in this poetry slam program, and I don't know, poetry just kind of always sounded awkward to me. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just write a rap. Like, I feel like that makes more sense to me. Like, I need to write something with rhythm. It feels weird to just talk at people. So I wrote my first raps in middle school. I don't remember any of that shit because it was fucking awful. But I was like 12 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the earliest I can think of, like, me writing raps. As far as like putting that shit to a beat, that shit wouldn't happen till I was like 16, 17, where like YouTube started to be a thing and you could find beats on YouTube and shit like that. Like the early 2000s, like unless you knew somebody or unless you was on LimeWire looking for Dipset instrumental, you know what I'm saying? Like otherwise you wasn't really, if you wasn't tapped in, you wasn't really like getting to those resources.
Yeah, there wasn't a way to actually, like, back then wasn't somewhere to record.
Yeah.
It's not like now, like you can hook up a microphone to a laptop and
right.
Practice at home.
Yeah. Which is exactly how I made everything. That whole catalog that's on Spotify and everything. Yeah.
Fire. That's how me and you started in my room.
Shit. We started that same way.
I had some lopsided headphones and we rocked out with that.
Really this mic is probably like 2-3 pounds.
Yeah.
I think the mic that we had was
light as a feather.
Like a light as a feather. That shit was, but we practiced with it. We practiced our craft as kids, like working on that. Like, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, man.
Until you finally break, find that door where, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna try myself here.
Nah, yeah, exactly.
See how I sound.
And I think if you start off with everything, like if you're given everything right away, you don't appreciate anything. You know what I'm saying? Like when I could finally afford that nice blue microphone, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm happy that I know how to finesse bad vocals now, which is why I'm the engineer that I am. Cause I'm like, yo, you think these vocals are bad? Bro, this ain't nothing. I was recording on a fucking M audio, like, you know what I mean? Like push to record type microphone, and then passing that shit over to the computer and then trying to finesse it that way. So like, so I think I think it plays a huge role, like having that experience from like, yo,
Hell
remember
yeah,
when
man.
we
that,
was,
that, that
you know what I'm
shit is
saying?
so
Yeah.
important, man. Like to start from that level,
Yeah.
just to like practice that, just because all you were really doing at that stage was practicing your craft. Wasn't even trying to master. I mean, yeah, you're trying to master, but you were like practicing, making sure that you sounded good enough to showcase it at least in front of people.
Yeah.
Getting your feet
And
wet.
I'm sure that's that first song you played sounded like shit, but to you it sounded like $1 million production to everybody else. Like,
Yeah. Because it's like, it's inherent. It's inherent when you like. It's something you made. You know what I mean? Like it's something you made. So no matter how it sounds or what it looks like, or whether it's a movie, whether it's your first script or you're writing a book, whatever, like that first attempt is gonna be like that first attempt is special because that's proof that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, okay, just try to get better. Keep going. Good job. Like Larry June be saying. But
It's like writing a rough draft. You're trying to write an essay.
yeah.
That rough draft is gonna suck. You're gonna do some corrections, but that final essay is gonna kill it.
Yeah.
And then when you look back and then you compare it to what you got now, ooh, that come up is sweet. Where you could see your improvement.
Yeah.
And,
It's
and
tangible.
everybody else,
Yeah, for
everybody
sure.
else could see it
see all
too.
that work, the way you leveled up, man. Like that shit is fulfilling,
Yeah.
and it pushes you to keep going.
Yeah.
So right now, you mentioned off camera that you was working on another project right now.
Yeah. I'm working on an album. I'm on my Kanye like cinematic. You know what I'm saying? Like Dark Twisted Fantasy, Bon Iver, fucking Beck, Bjork, all that shit, all that weird shit. You know what I mean? Putting it. Like I'm throwing everything in the pot. I'm making a fucking sancocho right now. You know what I'm saying? Like using everything I know from every genre I listen to, everything I consume, trying to put together my big one. You know, something like that.
Something that Rob commented to me earlier today. He said that your music is very eclectic. Like he could see a lot of different pieces from a lot of different sides of music from it.
Yeah.
You know, and like you have hip hop in the background, but you have a little piece of this or that and that. And that makes it stand out. It's different in the best way
Thank you, man.
possible.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I don't believe in making something for everybody. I don't want my music to be for everybody. Like I don't want that, because that means that it's too easy. Like I want my music to make people like at least a little bit uncomfortable or like I want them to react like, oh, this is different. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You got some shit that, like, and this is for later on, but like vodka Pepsi, I think.
Oh yeah, everybody loves that
I
one.
hear that shit on the radio.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I
Thank
hear
you.
that on Z100 or 103.5, but I also hear it on High 97 or 105.1. Like,
Thank you, man.
it has that reach. Like,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
You know, like it's a combination of everything.
It's funny, man. Like making that track, I originally recorded it over a track by a Belarusian artist named Permsky Kray, and he's from Belarus, and he makes this like how do you call it, like electronic, like hip hop adjacent, more like dark wave, like synth wave kind of goth type shit. He makes that, and the original reference track to that is called Pepsi Cola. So for anyone watching, for anyone watching,
That's an Easter egg.
yeah, exactly. So I named it Vodka Pepsi as like an Easter egg to the original reference, and he wouldn't clear the sample, so I had to reproduce it from the ground up, and then put it on the album that way.
Yo, what's up with you, man?
Yo.
Why you didn't clear that record? Me and E coming for you right now.
Listen, I sent him the track, and he was like, yo, like, this is dope, but like I'd rather not, because I don't really connect with the drill shit like that. Like, you know, there's like the little drill sections in it. And I was like, I get that. They probably ain't got a whole lot of drill where he from, you know? So, yeah, but thank you, man. Yeah, I worked a long time on fucking Vodka Pepsi.
No,
so.
it sounds like you hear it in just the sound. Like that's just, one piece of your whole catalog.
Thank you, man.
That sancocho you said, like you said.
I'm getting
It's a
hungry.
mix of a lot of shit.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot, man. It's dope.
Yo, E, you think it's time?
Why not, man? People like to hear it. They like to see it. They like to gravitate to it.
Hey. Yo, I think it's time for Rainey's top 5.
Greatest of all time. Check it out, y'all. Giving y'all the best.
As we go a little something like this.
Number 1 is MF Doom. Number 2 is Kendrick Lamar. And they're both in my top 5 in that order. Doom is my favorite rapper ever.
We seen you. You got I saw you had you was wearing a mask.
Yeah. I have a track that I dropped last year on Halloween, which I call Doomsday now, because like the Doom fans, we all call it Doomsday because that's the day he passed. So Halloween is forever Doomsday now to the MF Doom fandom. So I dropped like a not the Doomers.
Victor Von Doomers.
Yeah. So I dropped a freestyle to the instrumental to One Beer, and I wore the mask in the video and shit. But yeah,
We heard that, right? We had it on the chat.
I think we did.
Yeah.
oh, it's the gray one with the gold mask on.
Sure,
Yeah.
No, I think you sent it.
Yeah. So Doom and Kendrick are both my top 2 influences and in my top 5 favorite rappers. And then as far as
Today, creatively, you're talking about, right?
no, all time.
All
time?
Wow.
Yeah. Top
Nice.
5 ever. Yeah. And then top 5, Raekwon is 3rd. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's very common for a lot of people to have 2 members of Wu-Tang in their top 5. But if I had to pick one, it's Ray, like Raekwon for sure. And then last 2, Pun, definitely.
Let's go.
And then let me see. Last one. The last spot is tricky, man. Fuck, I'm like.
Does it vary sometimes?
It does. That's why it's so hard to like. I feel like I can always say like the top 3 or 4. Like I always know Doom and Kendrick are up top. That's for sure. I always know Ray is 3rd. So that's my top 3. Yeah, Doom, Dot, and Ray. And those last 2 spots fluctuate a lot, man. Fuck. Yeah, I feel like I'm on the spot right now. But
This is where it gets tricky, y'all.
Damn.
What's your go-to?
Yeah, okay. Let me think.
Aside from those 4 that you mentioned, like it don't gotta be rap.
you know what? Actually, it might be 50. It might be 50. Yeah. It might
you
be
need
50.
some. So look, we got a whole bunch of.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to look back and cheat. I didn't want to be like, boom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
The
But
cheat sheet.
yeah, I didn't want to do it. But yeah. You know what? I feel good about that top 5. Doom, Kendrick, Raekwon, Big Pun, 50.
I like that, man. Hey, what do you think?
More and more time goes by, you appreciate 50 Cent more. Time, especially the run that he had.
His run was insane.
The
I was a
run that he
kid, so that shit. I was like, whatever. But as I got older, I'm like, what the? I'm like, this guy was on top of the vitamin water shit, the beats, the linking with Dr. Dre, Eminem, all that stuff. Like
G-Unit.
Yeah, G-Unit was a huge fucking deal. Like this motherfucker, the only rapper in history to get 2 of his own video games, bro.
Yeah.
This motherfucker got Bulletproof and Blood in the Sand, bro. Okay, to our audience members, if you've never played 50 Cent Blood in the Sand, they got my man's Curtis in the desert with nothing but a G-Unit tank top.
Damn it.
Fighting terrorists, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Bro, I was playing that game and I was like, there's no way this is a real thing.
Who approved that? They made him a fucking superhero.
Yo.
A superhero, a fucking a Chuck Norris.
Bro, they had me jumping out of planes while fucking Many Men is playing in the background,
That's
bro.
fucking crazy.
It was ridiculous. With nothing but a white do-rag and a G-Unit tank top. Incredible.
You know,
who else but Fifth, bro?
But all that came, that all came from being around Eminem, because look at all the shit Eminem did.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Eminem had a fucking cartoon, all kinds of, he was all over the place, Eminem. And 50 just like took those ideas and just took it to the next level.
Yeah.
With that.
Even the movie was very popular.
The Get Rich or Die Trying. I mean, that was a start for film for him, but I mean, beyond that, I mean, look at all the shit he's done since.
I love. I'm a big film guy. Like I'm super into film too, and I love how, the reason to me that Get Rich or Die Trying works as a movie is because you don't need to know anything about 50 Cent for that movie to hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can show that shit to somebody who has no idea who 50 Cent is. That movie's fantastic.
You know, it really is.
It's just a great movie. Like, no, you don't have to be invested in 50 Cent at all, and I think that's really cool.
And that was what, 2004?
3 or 4, so around there.
And that was early. Like, that was early in his career. And and after that, he still had like that was like in the middle of him with the mixtape run, the album, you know, the whole G Unit crew, everybody going crazy.
That was when he lived on 161 in the Bronx and shit, fucking above the trains and shit. Like,
we was in high school
times.
when Get Rich or Die Trying came out, and we played that album until fucking didn't play anymore.
Oh, hold on. So now I need to know for sure. Because like this shit is gonna bother me. Oh fuck. Hold on. Okay.
We get into fact checks, baby.
Yeah, man.
You know one thing I like while you searching for that I forgot which album it was that he was doing that he was lacking inspiration, and then he moved back to his grandparents' house to get inspired back. I heard something like
he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, 05. That's when it came out.
Oh, Get Rich or Die
Get Rich or
Trying.
Die Trying. Yeah. The film, yeah.
And then the movie came out. I mean, the album came out 03.
I think,
The movie
that's
05,
what it was.
and I mean, the mixtape run was till like 2008.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe 09, like, you know, and like 06, 07 was when he got Mobb Deep, Mace, MOP. Like, that's when he brought, he brought all these dudes after that. Like, it was crazy the run they had, man.
Yeah, man. 50 New York legend, bro.
They turned mixtapes into movies, like sound audio movies.
The mixtape songs are better than the regular songs.
Yeah,
that's where that's where like the tracks I showed y'all earlier, like that's where I get that from. It's like I like to me the album is like, when I think of an album, bro, I don't think like a collection of songs. Like, I don't know. I feel like these terms like lost their meaning a little bit. Because if I think mixtape, I'm like, okay, cool. This is just a collection of songs. They don't got to flow into one another. It's just boom, boom, boom. Here you go. And it's usually like 14, 16 tracks. Yeah, it's just a mix. It's a mixtape. That's what it is, right? But now I feel like albums have kind of lost their cohesion. Like, they don't feel like they used to feel like an album used to have like a narrative. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
From beginning to end.
From beginning, like, bro, you're meant to listen to that shit top to bottom. Like Kendrick shit, GNX, like, same thing. That shit sound like a movie to me. Cause like I listen to it when I go to play GNX, I start from Whacked Out Murals. I don't skip. You know what I'm saying? I don't skip to anything.
You want to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, because like that, and I drive, and I'm on the road a lot, so I need time to kill. So like albums have become like movies
I've
for
yet
me.
to listen to the album. I gotta check it out.
It's great, man.
My next road trip for work, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's great.
Yo, and that was Rainey's top 5.
Greatest of all time. Check it out, y'all. Giving y'all the best.
As we go a little something like this.
You heard it here.
Yep. For the just to reiterate, MF Doom, goddamn Kendrick Lamar,
Raekwon,
Big Pun, 50 Cent. Yeah. What y'all think? Solid?
That's heavy. Heavily solid. My man trying to get in the movie. Yo,
50, if you're watching.
Yo, Fifth, what up? Fifth, I wasn't at the Diddy parties, bro. Like, you can fuck with me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. Yo, fellas, this has been crazy. This episode has been fucking bananas.
Yeah.
But yo, I think we gotta leave it for part 2, man.
Yeah, why not, man? There's a lot of shit to talk about still.
Yo, Rainey, man, thank you for coming. We'll see y'all next week.
We'll be back.
Stay tuned.
I don't pop out a whole lot in my city, but if I'm outside, I'ma be with the villains. Could've made millions and bet on the difference. I swear you would think that boy Rainey a cynic. Never knows if fed out in public. If I see a camera, I'm pulling my punches. Y'all too comfortable bluffing and puffing your chest, and that's how you get got at the function.